Hello Leo, and welcome to your monthly tarot advice video for the month of April. I keep having to say that slowly because I'm gonna mess up and I'm gonna say March because it just does not feel like it should be April already. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's going so quickly. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into your monthly advice for the month ahead, what you need to know. But as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Making sure we're getting a real good shuffle in here. Have the King of Cups hopping out at us there, and the Nine of Swords. I'm gonna assume that these have some correlation. I feel like maybe you're having some problems sleeping here, or just some anxiety, maybe nervousness, overthinking, maybe surrounding your emotions, how you're dealing with your emotions, how you're showing your emotions. To me, I always feel like the King of Cups, he's very emotionally mature. He's very open, cool-headed. He's not afraid to show his emotions. But it's also like he doesn't let his emotions control him. It's very much he can feel them, he can give them their space, but they don't overrule him, and he doesn't rule his emotions either. He doesn't try to control them. And I feel like maybe you're worrying about how you are dealing with your emotions, maybe not having time to give to yourself to deal with your emotions. Again, I feel like you have maybe a lot on your plate that are causing worries for you here, that are causing you to have maybe headaches, neck, back pain, sleepless nights. Again, take it as it does resonate for you, Leo. We'll keep these over here to one side and we'll hop into your reading. I don't remember if I split the deck, so we'll re-split it just in case. You can never be too sure nowadays. So for your current energy of the month, we have Justice. This is such a theme for this month, and it's not surprising because we literally have just had, by the time I'm recording this, I'm recording on the 2nd of April. Over the 1st and 2nd of April, we was having a full moon in Libra. So there's very much been this shift in the energy, and I feel like this is coming through for you. I feel like maybe you really are trying to find balance. Again, Libra does rule over relationships, and the moon rules over emotions. So having a full moon in Libra can suggest that your emotions, your relationships might be feeling a bit unbalanced. Maybe you might be feeling called to shift around the energy to find more balance. We also have the Five of Cups here. So this is interesting. It feels like maybe you are mourning some kind of loss here. Again, if you have had a loss, being more emotional, having worries, maybe not sleeping quite right, is all understandable. And again, having a full moon definitely can affect the energies. It can affect our emotions, and the fact that we also currently have gone into Aries season. Aries and Libra are very opposites, and I feel kind of like Leo's energy is almost in the middle of these two. I feel like Leo's, though they tend to get a bad rap for being quite outrageous and quite out there and quite bold, I feel like Leos also do have a more gentle and sensitive side. So I feel like you definitely might be feeling a bit more of the energy here. Again, this does not have to be in your relationships. It does not have to be in your emotions. But again, it feels like you really are trying to find balance in maybe your work-life situation, in your routines. I don't know. For me, it's like I gotta get a balance on my eating. I can't eat takeout every night, as good as it is. Whatever this balance is for you, I feel like this is coming from some kind of, I don't want to say it's regret, but I feel like maybe I get the energy that you are almost telling yourself it was easier in the past, you know, like before when I did this, it was so easy, you know. Maybe you had a break from working the hours that you currently do, and now you're back at your normal hours, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I used to do this. Or maybe it is, again, like me, maybe you have gained weight and you're like, oh my gosh, it was so easy before and now it's difficult. But things change, lifestyles change, and what once suited us may no longer suit us, and it's okay to realize that and to pivot and to change. So that's definitely a theme for you. I think that's a sign I need a real tripod, because this past week, during my live streams, during other Zodiac videos, I have dropped my camera so many times, you guys. It's ridiculous. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, the theme of the month is very much feeling about calling in balance, and you don't have to make changes from a place of regret or from a place of loss. Okay, it's okay to say I'm uncomfortable with the way things are now, but again, you don't need to try to force these changes. If anything, that makes it more difficult. So again, those are the themes of the month, and now we're going to look at your work, your career, or maybe just hobbies, general purpose. We have the King of Wands. Okay, he's been coming out so much again. It's Aries season. You're also a fire sign, so having a fire sign card coming up is not very surprising here, Leo. Having confidence in your decisions. Again, maybe you might have been stepping into a bit of a leadership role here, or maybe just having more progress in your career, more advancements, maybe more attention. When I see cards like this, or the Queen of Wands, I keep wanting to tell people like, oh, just fake it till you make it, because I feel like this Aries season is putting the pressure on us to look like we have it all figured out, and I feel like a lot of us right now are struggling with not having it all figured out, with not understanding the balance. So it's okay if you're pretending. Sometimes we have to pretend a little bit until we actually figure it out, until it feels comfortable, until we find our footing, until we feel confident, you know. And again, everybody starts somewhere, you know. The king was once a page. We also have the Five of Wands. I feel like I'm gonna say this as I see it, so it might not resonate for everybody, but I feel like it's gonna resonate for some specific Leos out there. There is petty drama. It's coming through in your career line right now, but again, because it is the Five of Wands, I feel like it is maybe unnecessary. The Five of Wands usually is. It is unnecessary. It is petty drama. It's maybe ego competitions. Maybe that's so funny that the King of Wands comes out above this. I feel like you are being called to be the King of Wands, to stand above this, to rise above this petty drama, whatever it is. Do not let it ruin whatever this is. It could be other people in your career competing for a position, or just competing with each other, causing drama. Again, like I said, I think this is calling for you to rise above it, be the King of Wands, be confident. And again, even if you have to bite your tongue till it bleeds, sometimes it is best for you to step away from, like I said, this feels like unnecessary, it feels petty, it feels like it does not have to be here. And it could potentially stall advancements in your career. And I feel like that is not something you would want, Leo. So next we have your relationships and love, and we have the Three of Wands. This is such an interesting one to get, because threes are usually about building stability, because threes are working towards the four, and the four is stable, and the Three of Wands is usually building towards the Four of Wands, which is community, connection. Again, I feel like it's so interesting when you look at the progression of the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands to then the Four of Wands. The Two of Wands is planning. You have so much opportunity in front of you. And the Three of Wands is like looking out the start of your journey, making action on your plans, but not necessarily knowing where everything is going to lead. I feel like with the Three of Wands, they're not expecting to find the Four of Wands. They're not expecting to find security, stability, community, connection, something to be celebrated. And I think with the Three of Wands, sometimes you do just have to keep taking those steps forward, not knowing the full journey. Maybe it doesn't lead to the Four of Wands for you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does lead back to the Two of Wands. But wouldn't you be glad that you took the journey, that you found out, that you learn, and that you grow along the way? We also have the Ace of Wands. So it does look like for you, Leo, this is wanting to head towards the Four of Wands. The universe is trying to hand you that other wand to make it four. The Ace of Wands is usually about gaining that I always like thinking that aces are the gaining of an opportunity, the gaining of knowledge, the gaining of clarity in some way. And I think the universe is kind of hinting at the right path for you, the right direction and the right path to take, the right actions to take. The universe is trying to hand you this, and it's whether or not you want to take it. And again, I feel like it's like you can be told the same advice over and over and over until you're blue in the face, but it's up to you to take that advice and what you do with it then. Okay, you can listen to it and then ignore it. You can listen to it and make actions with it. I feel like, again, the universe is handing you direction here. It's handing you confidence, clarity, maybe even some passions here. But it's up to you whether you take it, whether you go down that path, whether you go down that journey. Again, you can always turn back. That is also an option. But that is the path that you have to take here. So now, oh my gosh, I feel like we're going to so run out of room for our cards here because we had those extra ones in the start, but I feel like they're very important to your story here, Leo. We have 1111 on our timer here, so maybe you're manifesting some stuff out there, Leo. Now we're going to look into your home, family life, personal life, all of that good stuff, and we have the Emperor. I'm feeling the fire energies coming through, okay? I don't know if it's just Aries season, I don't know if it's because you're also a fire sign, but I am feeling it with all these wands, with the Emperor coming through. Why do I feel like you're having to step up? Now, you might not necessarily be a masculine person or male in any way, but I feel like you have had to step up and fill the role of the man of the house in some way. I feel like the better way to say it is you have to be head of the house. You're taking on the responsibilities. And maybe you weren't realizing quite how much an Emperor has to do in a day. We also have the 10 of Cups here. So, though you may be realizing it as a lot, I feel like for you, the word I feel is hopeful, but it's not quite hopeful. I think it's more maybe inspired for your future, the legacy that you want to build. I feel like it's so funny when you look at the Emperor because though he's sitting on the throne, he's still wearing armor underneath his robes. He's still ready to go and fight if he has to and to work hard if he has to. So I feel like you're in that moment of like seeing the future that you want to build, the legacy that you want to build, and understanding that you can sit back and enjoy it right now, but you also are working for something bigger, building something bigger. Your advice or best way to navigate the month. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, I feel like the universe is really trying to offer you opportunities here, advancements, bigger, better. Now, I do feel like this could also be, because it's coming through as advice, it could be to be careful with finances here. Again, if we are building this legacy, if we are building this future, we're going to want to make sure that we are maybe putting our money into investments, looking after it during this time. Again, when the universe is giving you offers like this, it is up to you what you make of it, how far you let it go, if that makes sense. And you also have the 7 of Pentacles. So basically what I was just saying of having patience, letting something grow, seeing the opportunities in this investment. Again, it does feel like an investment here to me, so I think your best advice, again, you are building towards the future, you're trying to find balance, and I feel like having something that you can passively build as an investment is very important to you here, something that you can just put some energy and time into and then put it to the back of your mind. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it, it's not going to cause any issues. I feel like that's very important for you now, Leo. I feel like you've got a lot on your plate, you've got a lot going on, and I think having something that you can just do a little bit, put it to the side and not have to worry, not have to think, and know that it is building towards your future, building something better and bigger for you there. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hermit, so it could be a good time right now to take some time out for yourself, some introspection, reflection, whatever this may be for you, journaling, a long walk, listening to music, however it is for you to reflect. Again, I feel like you have to do some inner work here to bring this balance that you want, because I do see you overthinking and worrying. You have a lot of good things coming in for you, the universe helping you with your manifestations, the universe helping to guide you. But I feel like there's still a lot that you are concerned about, that you are worried about. And I feel like the universe is saying, like, I got you from the outside, but you've got to deal with the inside. You know, that's something that you've got to work on for yourself. So I think Hermit is here to say, take some time for yourself, because again, a lot of your cards have a lot going on in them, a lot going on for your future, for your career. And I feel like you're not taking that solo time. We also have Strength here, and the Two of Wands. Interesting. So I was talking about the Two of Wands earlier, so we'll pull him out as well. You need to, this is how you'll find your next steps, is having patience with yourself, you know, having the strength to take a step back and say, hang on, I need to get myself right first. I need to work on my own things first. And then the next steps will probably come a lot easier for you. 555 on the timer there. When you see 555s again, I feel like you're wanting change, you're asking the universe for change, and the universe is like, you've got to help facilitate. I think that's the word. You have to help facilitate this change. You have to, you know, be the driver. The universe is like, okay, I've given you the car, I've given you the map, I've given you all the ways to get there, but you have to be the one to use the tools that I've given you to get yourself there. That's very much your energy. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get the lovely cat deck out. You guys know how I feel, I love my cat deck. And we're gonna try not to knock over my lights, because again, I've been having a habit of that recently. We're gonna go ahead and see any advice that Leo needs to know. Anything else that they need to be aware of, please, Spirit. What do my Leos need to know about? What do they need to know? The Ace of... Oh my gosh, the universe is just giving you new opportunities, new ways to start again. Oh, the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, if you want to see this growth, you have to be the one to go out and do it. You can just be the Emperor and sit on his throne. But again, the Emperor usually is not afraid to get up and do some hard work. With the Ace of Cups... It's crazy how many aces you actually have. With the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands, the universe is handing you a lot of new beginnings right now, and it can be very stressful. It can be a lot. It can be so much changing all at once. But I think it's very important for you to lean into this. I'm not seeing anything necessarily negative coming from these. Again, overthinking is something that you're very much good at right now. But I think, again, the universe is only trying to lead you in a good direction. You know, you have the Ace of Cups coming through as a new emotional beginning, but in your home and family life you have the Ten of Cups. So it's about building towards growth, and the opportunities are coming through for you. This honestly has been such a fun and such a great reading. I'm so excited for your month ahead, Leo. Oh my god, all the new beginnings, it's insane. But that is all I have for your reading this week. If you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you.